Today we are going to talk about irrigation. So we have this pressure irrigation solution to year-round food production. So why the whole world is increasing in population. So irrigation has played or has been playing a major role in order to feed this teeming population that is increasing every day. And undoubtedly, more people are entering into the system, even though some are leaving. So irrigation is financial for these people to be fed. Then, but what type of irrigation can sustain the year-round production of food? Is the pressure irrigation. What that means, the irrigation that will conserve water, minimize loss, and encourage precision farming or precision agriculture. So pressure, those ones that mainly, that irrigation system that mainly uses pressure, not by gravity. And when you talk about that, what comes into mind is the drip irrigation and the sprinkler irrigation. We are coming to that. So we with this pressure irrigation, there will be intensification of crop production. Instead of planting or cropping once a year, you can plant twice or 2 times. You can plant 3 times, and you can do up to 4 times, depending on the life cycle of the crop in question, the crop you are planting, because there is water. So basically, for this pressure irrigation to succeed, you must have water in enough quantity and quality. So practice of irrigation just consists of applying water to the crop in order to supply or maintain the needed moisture for the effective performance of the crop. Well managed irrigation system has a higher efficiency, and if it has a higher efficiency, then your aim goal will be achieved successfully. And this is increase in crop production, increase in yield in order to sustain the food security, which is one of the goals of uh, MDS, which everybody is talking about, the Millennium Development Goals. So crop cultivated under irrigation within a country can be vegetable crops, can be root crops, can be other crops, cereals and so on, can be cultivated under irrigation. There are ways of this irrigation, of applying irrigation. So you have one, surface irrigation. Of surface irrigation, also we are not going to talk more on this because it is not our subject matter or our area of concentration. So this is applying water on the surface using ordinary gravity. We have many types of surface irrigation. So then you have another one, sprinkler. Sprinkler irrigation. This is an interest because it's a component or it's a part or form of pressure irrigation we are talking about. In that the water is applied in a closed through pipes and it cannot go without pressure. So through is pressure we use. And it works by applying water into the air. It comes back to the crop. The crop sees it as rainfall and falls to the ground, and also it filters and the crop extracts it. Then the next one is drip irrigation. The drip irrigation is applying water close to the crop root zone by dripping. At this is a crop, and within this area, the crop root zone, water is applied here, and it infiltrates the crops. The roots of the crop abstracts them, sees it, and takes it up. It's a localized application of water within the crop root zone. So, in this time, you see that the efficiency is high. In fact, this is the most efficient because water is conserved, limited loss. Water is not applied probably this year planting distance. Here doesn't receive any water. Even if it receives, it will be small, very small amount. But the greater amount of water is applied close to the crop root zone, and it will infiltrate the roots, take them up. So basically, this and this, the sprinkler and the drip constitute the pressure irrigation we are talking about. Because the efficiency is high, the waste is low, like unlike the surface irrigation. So this waste much water, but these ones conserve water, and the amount of water used is low compared to the surface. So where you don't have sufficient water, amount of water, you can still apply this, can regulate and apply this, but you cannot do this. Mind you, that some of the factors, some of the things you consider, the soil, texture, structure, and so on. We talk about the crop, you say the crop water requirement. So if you don't have much water, you cannot do this. Otherwise, there is a lot of wastage here. But this one, the pressure saves water, and that is why it is a solution to year-round crop production. The efficiency is high of these two. The efficiencies are high, and you will save your water. So you have well, let's another form of water application, sub irrigation. That is applying water into the ground to bring the water table high to within the reach of the crop roots in order to abstract them. But our attention here is these two. That's the pressure irrigation. That's what constitutes the pressure irrigation we are talking about. So based on the principle of this and this, or all of them, these two are applied under pressure. So you have okay, if you are applying this, the advantages of this over this and this, you can use it to apply your fertilizer, fertigation. You apply fertigation or liquid manure or whatever through this. Maybe you have a pipe carrying your irrigation water, you have another one carrying your fertilizer to join and goes to the crop. You see that the fertilizer you are applying is not wasted. It goes to where you need them at the crop root zone where they are needed. So as to be more effective. But if it is for this or this, you scatter it or you, even if you pour it into the water, every available space that is wetted will still carry some of the input you have made and thereby creating waste. But this conserves the input you are putting, it optimizes the usage and also being useful to what you are doing. So, and it increases the crop yield. It increases your crop yield. So your harvest will increase and the crop production is enhanced. Therefore, the feeding, the food security we are talking about will be achieved. There are components of this pressure irrigation we are talking about. The components or the things we consider, we said earlier, water. Your water must be available, good quantity, and quality as well. Good quantity and quality. Because if the quantity is not there, depending on the crop you are getting, it may not be enough for you to plant once, twice, and three times, as the case may be. Then if the quality is not good, it may corrode your pipes, block your nozzles, sprinklers, and drippers, and so on. If the water quality is not good, the components or the gadgets you are using will be affected. Then the land, another, you must have your land or the soil. Land or soil must be a good one that is suited for the crop you are planting. So it must be there. Then you can talk of the crop itself. You know the crop itself. The crop, what is the requirement? What is the life cycle? How long does it stay before you harvest and you plant another one? The crop requirements itself. Then the fourth factor, you can talk about the management. Under this management, you can talk about the technical know-how. The person who is going to control all this. That's the personnel, the irrigation personnel. And under him, the management, you can talk about the finance and other things. But these are the measure for you to have year-round production of crop in order to feed the teeming population. So if you go further in this pressure irrigation, you have their components, the sprinklers, the laterals, the risers, the drips, the nozzles, emitters, and so on and so forth. So we'll talk more of them in subsequent lectures. We are saying to maintain food security, irrigation is needed. And the irrigation type that will help us is the pressure irrigation. Pressure irrigation is more effective than surface irrigation and subsurface irrigation. And the pressure irrigation constitutes the sprinkler and the drip, in that they are more efficient, they are more effective. Water wastage or water loss is minimized. Thank you.